So very good. So welcome to today's class. Okay, so welcome to today's class. Good evening, everyone. Okay, and let's get started. Okay, so we'll wait for your friends to join. Okay, and I have some announcement also. So till then, so let's respond to your messages. Okay, so many of you have sent message. The first person to send message is Shraddha. Okay, Shraddha, good evening. Next, Ravana, Kunal, Janvi ma'am, yes, Pranamya, then Tanisha, Siddharth, Amok, Sharvil, Sneha, Rashmi, everyone. Okay, so very nice. Okay, very nice. Okay, so till your friends join, so let's just quickly write the class structure. Okay, I don't want your friends to miss anything. So first, let us quickly write the class structure, and once they arrive, we will start with the class. Okay, so today, August 25, Mangalwara. So we will decide a tagline also. So some of you have filled the form and put the response. I will show you the response, and out of that only we'll select one tagline for your batch. Okay, I've already selected for the 10th standard. So now it is your turn. Okay, so first, so we'll decide on tagline. Then today's curious video, and then positive thought. So I also have an announcement, and then we have to today complete the chapter. It's almost done. Okay, it's almost done. So I will just give the finishing touch. Okay, finishing touch to the chapter. So we have to today discuss about compounds versus mixtures. Then a complete revision. So we have an activity video. So what is that? I will tell. Okay, and then we'll have another curious video. Afterwards, so Kahoot quiz. And last story. Okay, so some of your friends have joined. So others are yet to join. So meanwhile, I'll start with a tagline. So I'm going to share my screen. So these are the responses. No, you guys have filled the form. And on your screen now, you can see the taglines. Okay, so out of this, we'll select one. Okay, so as you can see on the screen, okay, so all these are your taglines. Okay, so starting from, I think, power of education. Okay, so all these are your taglines. This and all is for other batch. Okay, so if you have to add on to this, you want to add a few more, you have got some creative tagline you want to add on to this list. Okay, so I will again put the tagline link in the chat. Okay, so you can fill it and you can add on to this. We'll select one. Okay, we'll select one from the list. Okay, so where is the link? So I'm just going to quickly show you the link. So this link, you can just quickly fill it. I think the link should be, yes, here. So I'm going to copy the link. Yes. So I will put it in the chat. Okay. So what you can do is that you fill it. Okay. If you want me to add any new tagline, you fill it. I'll select one. Okay. I will select one from the responses that you have filled. Okay. So I put here the link for the tagline. Okay. So very nice. So now let us see the curious video. So I'm going to share my screen. And today's curious video is interesting video, a festival related. Okay. So since yesterday, so most of you told me that your Ganesha is still in home. So let us have a safe disposal of Ganesha without causing any damage to the environment. Environment pollution beda, because a lot of things go wrong during Ganesh Visarjan. Okay, so that's why first we'll see some important things about Ganesh Visarjan. So let us see how this year is different from other years.
Bluehost gives you free SSL and automatic word.
Okay, so very nice. So I like the idea of sanitizer Ganesha. Okay, so very nice. Okay, so people are, adapting to the situation. Okay, but the important thing is every year during Ganesh Visarjan, a lot of environment damage is happening. Okay, so people just randomly, immerse the idol in the water bodies. Okay, so we're going to discuss about that. Okay, so later. So now, so I just wanted to write about this. Okay, so next we'll head towards the positive thought. Okay, so let us see today's positive thought. So many people. Okay, so you have sent the positive thoughts, not one, double, two, three thoughts you have sent. So I will share only one. Okay, I cannot share all the thoughts that you have sent. So one by one I will share. And for those whose thought I haven't shared, so please remind me. Okay, so please remind me so that next I will share your thought. Okay, so today, August 25. Okay, so today's thought is from Priyanka. So what has Priyanka sent? Let us see. Okay, so very nice thought. Okay, for every minute you are angry, for every minute you are angry, you lose. Okay, you lose 60 seconds of happiness. 60 seconds of happiness. Okay, so very nice. So choice is yours, whether you want to be angry or you just want to stay joyful, okay, and happy. So just try to, okay, so just try to make sure that in all types of situations, okay, so try to be calm and composed. Do not lose your patience. Okay, so very nice. Okay, so this is today's thought of the day. So coming back to our class structure. Okay, yes. So, so next about announcement. Okay, so about announcement. So what is the announcement? What is announcement? So the announcement is, okay, two announcements. So first, that is August 30, Sunday test. Okay, so what test? This chapter test. Okay, chapter test. Matter, second chapter. Okay, so the second, okay, the second announcement. So I'm just slightly so trying to spend more time with you people. So I've just slightly rearranged my class timings. Okay, so I will make sure that we get to spend a lot of time, because most of the days we don't get to hear the story, okay, or the curious video or other things. Okay, so hence what we will do is that, okay, so 4:20 p.m. itself. Okay, so I'm making a little bit change to 4:30 p.m. Madam will be there. Okay, and so straight from 4:30 till at least 5:35 p.m. or that is minimum. We'll take till 5:45 till Mohit sir comes. Okay, all story giri, everything will complete. Okay, so that we get to spend more time with each other. Okay, so I'll also ensure that I get to spend more time with you people. Okay, so just like today. Okay, so we're gonna run jaldi. Okay, and we get that bonus time, so for story and everything. Okay, so just make sure that tomorrow onwards, okay, so you are on 4:20 itself or 4:25 itself before I start. Okay, so now heading towards the concept. So yesterday we got to know this trick to identify whether it is a mixture or a compound or a pure substance. Okay, so what is the trick? So I wrote here the trick. Okay, so remember, mixtures do not have formula. Okay, you see here, I put a tick mark. Mixtures do not have a formula. Okay, and in order to identify which is an element and which is a compound, okay, you see, compound has more than one capital letter. In the formula, it has more than one capital letter. Okay, in formula, it has more than one capital letter. Okay, whereas element has only one capital letter. I hope you know capital letter, uppercase letter, okay, then small letter, lowercase letter. Okay, so that is an easy way to identify. Okay, so if you want, I'll write it here again. Okay, so mixtures, no chemical formula, do not have a chemical formula, do not have a chemical formula. Okay, for example, milk. Okay, so milk, you don't write chemical formula for milk because milk is a mixture. Okay, in fact, it is a colloid. So mixtures do not have a chemical formula. So only my pure substances have chemical formula. Pure substances. So they have chemical formula. Have chemical formula. So in this pure substance, so we have to take care of elements and compounds. Okay, elements, compounds. Okay, so in elements, the chemical formula, notice the chemical formula. So chemical formula. So identify the capital letter. One capital letter. Okay, there will be only one capital letter. So this is just a trick, okay? I will write here, this is trick. Don't write this as definition in exam. Okay, this is just a trick. Similarly, for compound, when you look at the chemical formula, here you can see more than one capital letter. Okay, this is just for you to identify. Okay, so this was even how I used to have the shortcut of identifying. So I'm just sharing this with you. Okay, so notice this very carefully. Let us check if you can use this technique to solve the following question. Okay, so I will write one formula. You should tell whether it is an element or a compound. Okay, so let us see how many of you will identify. Okay, so if you think it is an element, you have to choose option A. If you think it is an element. Okay, if you think it is a compound, option B. It cannot be both. It can be either element or a compound. Mixtures, no. I'm focusing only on the pure substances. Okay, all the examples are related to pure substances. Okay, so let us see if you can identify. Okay, so first example on your screen. So I'm going to launch the poll. Let us see if you can correctly choose the answer. So already Sri Krishna, Priyanka, everyone has sent me in the chat. Okay, but you please select from the options. Okay, that is the poll. Okay, select from the poll. If you think it is element, select option A. If you think it is compound, select option B. Okay, so I'm showing you the trick as well as the question. Okay, so very nice. So many people are sending me the answer. Very good. Okay, Anmol, Swayam, Okay, everyone correct. Okay, but make sure that you select in the poll, because poll result I'm considering it as the final result. Okay, so still some of you are yet to vote. Around 20 students did not vote. So please vote. You see I have written some trick there. Okay, so notice that, read that, and using the trick, you solve this question. Okay, using the trick, you solve this question. Okay, so very simple, very easy. Okay, so if a poll is not appearing on your Zoom, so after the class, you please update the Zoom app. So they have, released a new update. Okay, you please update it. Okay, so now you can send me in the chat. So I'm going to stop the poll and let us see how many of you have got this question correct. Okay, so very nice. So when I look at the result, okay, so almost 95% of you have selected correct answer. Okay, so very nice, very good. And some of you have made mistake. Okay, so I hope you now understand, okay, the logic. Okay, so if you understood the trick, if you understood the logic, click on the yes icon. Okay, that is the capital letter trick. Okay, if you got to know this capital letter trick, okay, so you click on the yes icon. Okay, so let us see one more. Okay, so let us see one more question. So this is my compound. So I will write here compound. What is the name of this compound? Copper sulfate. Okay, next example. Okay, so let us see if you can identify this. Okay, what is this? A compound or an element? So I'm going to launch the poll again. So select from the poll. Okay, Bega, this time only 10 seconds. Okay, so after that, I'm just going to stop the poll. You did not vote. I can't help it. Okay, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so around 15 students did not vote. Okay, so I'm sorry, man. I am closing the poll. Okay, so this is what you people have selected. Okay, so this time around 88%. Okay, 88% of you have selected correct answer. Okay, very good. So what is this? This is again my compound. Okay, so why this is a compound? You look at the letters, alphabets. Okay, I have how many? 3 capital letters. Okay, I have 3 capital letters. N is there, H is there, C is there, O is there. 4 capital letters. I have 4 capital letters. Easily you can identify this. Okay, easily you can identify this. Okay, next. Okay, what is this? What is this? So do you think this is an element or do you think this is a compound? I'm going to relaunch the poll again. Okay, so another 10 seconds. Okay, again 10 seconds for you to select the answer. Okay, so very nice. Some of you are sending me in the chat. Okay, very good. But first you select in the poll and then you send me the answer in the chat. Okay, but first poll you select. Okay, so do not make mistake. First poll. Okay, you select from the poll. Okay, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'm closing the poll. Okay, I'm closing the poll. I'm sharing the result. Okay, so very nice, very nice. Again, around 90%. Okay, around 90% of you got the correct answer. So very good. So some of you made mistake. Okay, but at least try to understand. Okay, try to understand. This is like very simple. So as I told, you see element. Chemical formula will have only one capital letter. Okay, and you see here how many capital letter is there? Alphabet A is the only capital letter. G is small letter. Okay, that is lowercase. Okay, so here this is straight away my element. Okay, straight away my element. Okay, so which element is this? This is none other than silver. Okay, Ag is silver. Au. Okay, Au is again your element. Okay, so this is your gold. Okay, this is gold, chemical symbol. Okay, and this is silver. Okay, chemical symbol. So we are interested in the chemical symbol. So more about this you will again learn, don't worry. Okay, so this is an idea about element versus compound. Okay, so if you understood this, you can click on the yes icon. Okay, so element versus compound, just identifying the substance, whether it is an element or a compound. Okay, if you understood this concept, you can click on the yes icon. Okay, so now let us go to the next. Okay, let us go to the next concept. Okay, so Shawn is asking what is NaHO4. There's nothing called NaHO4. It is not there. Okay, you cannot randomly make your own formula. NaHO4 doesn't exist. Okay, it is not there. Okay, so maybe you got confused with some other formula. Okay, so anyways, so now let's go ahead. Okay, let's go ahead to the next topic. Okay, so here I have written one important thing, that elements can be subdivided. Elements can be subdivided into metals, non-metals, and metalloids. Okay, so compounds can be subdivided into basically on the nature of the bonds. Okay, that is ionic bonds for ionic compounds, covalent bond for covalent compounds. Okay, and more about the formula, whether it exists or not, and all these things. Okay, so you please wait. There's something called atoms and molecules, which you will learn in the next chapter. Okay, 9th standard, you will just learn the basics, you will learn the definitions, you will learn the simple formula, that's all. 10th standard, you'll start using this knowledge. Okay, 10th standard, you will start using the knowledge. 11th standard, you will see the practical applications. Okay, 9th standard is just the basic. Try to understand the definitions, try to understand the logic. So more about this, you will learn later. Okay, so today, let us learn in detail about compounds and mixtures, compounds versus mixtures. Okay, so first I'll just quickly wrap up the topic of elements. So all of us have learned about metals, non-metals, and metalloids. Okay, but still again I'm just gonna write it over here. So elements, metals, non-metals, as well as metalloids. Okay, so metalloids show properties both of metals and non-metals. Okay, I'm gonna write here. So they display properties of both metals and non-metals. Of both metals and non-metals. Okay, so what are the examples? Okay, you know all the classic examples, silicon, germanium. Okay, so all this belongs to our metalloids. Silicon, germanium. Okay, so all these are examples of our metalloids. Okay, and I need not tell much about metals and non-metals, because in 8th standard itself you had a chapter called metals and non-metals, if I'm not wrong. So there you learned about the physical properties as well as few reactions. Okay, so based on metals and non-metals. Okay, so and diamond is not a metal, so diamond is a non-metal. Okay, so diamond is an allotrope of carbon. Okay, so diamond, graphite, graphene, all these are allotropes of carbon. Okay, so nothing much. I will just write few exceptions which you should be familiar. Okay, so what is the exception? Special cases. Okay, special cases. So name the, okay, so name the metal which is liquid at room temperature. Okay, name the metal which is liquid at room temperature. Okay, very nice. All of you know mercury. Okay, correct answer. I'm gonna write the mercury is the metal which is liquid, which is liquid at room temperature. Okay, so we are considering room temperature as 25 degrees Celsius. Very good. Next, name the non-metal, okay, which is liquid at room temperature. This is the only non-metal which is liquid at room temperature. Okay, and Srishti has told correct answer. Shravan also correct. Okay, non-metal. I am asking non-metal. Amog also correct. Non-metal which is liquid at room temperature. And the correct answer is bromine. Bromine is the non-metal. Is the one and only non-metal. Is the non-metal which is liquid at room temperature. Okay, so this bromine is brown color. Okay, so I'm going to show you bromine if you haven't seen. Okay, in your science lab, next time when the school reopens, when you visit your science lab, don't touch anything, just to watch. Okay, don't open. Okay, don't do any such thing. That is why they do not allow you in the lab, because you people will not keep quiet. You will open, you will mix. Okay, that is not Maggie, man. Okay, that you do whatever you want in science lab. Okay, you have to be very, very careful. Okay, that's a science teacher or whoever is there, madam or teacher, they will not allow you in the lab to do experiments. Okay, so next time when you just go, you just watch. Okay, fold your hands and just watch. Everything you watch, don't touch anything. Okay, that time you will realize that there's so many chemicals showing amazing behaviors. Okay, I fell in love, okay, with science, especially with chemistry, after we started doing experiments in 11th standard. Okay, so till then not fun. Okay, but when you do experiments, a lot of fun. Okay, so this is your bromine. Okay, so this liquid, okay, is brown in color, as you can see. Okay, and this is the only non-metal which is liquid at room temperature. Remember room temperature. I said room temperature because every matter can be converted into solid or liquid or gas depending on temperature changes and pressure. Okay, so here at room temperature and at atmospheric pressure. Okay, so at these conditions, so it is a liquid, only non-metal to exist as liquid. Okay, so very nice. So now next. Okay, so next, so we'll just look at some another 1-2 exceptions and then we'll stop. Okay, so we have learned that metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Okay, so now all metals are not good conductors of heat and electricity. Okay, so I want you to tell me the name of that metal which is a bad conductor. Okay, which is a bad conductor of heat and electricity. Okay, so no, all of you are wrong, man. Okay, so many answers you are sending, but unfortunately, those answers are not correct. Okay, so I'm gonna write here lead and mercury, bad conductors or poor conductors. You can use the word poor conductors or poor conductors. Poor conductors of heat. Poor conductors of heat. Okay, so remember, okay, so lead and mercury are poor conductors. Okay, so poor conductors, okay, so of heat. Okay, electricity also. Okay, next one. So very important one. That is, there are few amazing metals. Okay, so which melt at very low melting point. Okay, metals with a low melting point. Low melting point. Okay, such that it melts on your hand itself. Okay, melts on your palm or on your hand itself. Okay, so very low melting point. Okay, so around 30 degree or 28 degrees Celsius. Okay, as soon as you reach 28 degrees Celsius, it starts melting. Okay, so there are so many such metals. Okay, gallium, cesium, rubidium, all this have low melting point. Okay, so they have very low melting point around 28 degrees Celsius. It melts on your hand. Okay, it melts on your hand. So you please remember only this. Okay, so don't write other things. Okay, other heavy elements are radioactive in nature, man. Okay, so it will release all radiations. Okay, so it will release all radiations. Okay, so we are not bothering about those. Okay, we are thinking about even some simple elements. Okay, so which is not radioactive in nature. Okay, so I'm going to write here gallium, so cesium, rubidium, saku. Okay, so francium and all, beta. Okay, and this much enough. Okay, this is just some extra things that we wrote. Okay, so they're not gonna ask. Okay, so this is just for your knowledge. Okay, this is net for just for your knowledge. Okay, other elements illa. Random things if you sell, it is not there. Okay, indium, platinum, gold, silver, ella illa pa. They don't melt on your hand. Okay, so this what I have written, it is under 30 degrees Celsius. Okay, the melting point is under 30 degrees Celsius. Okay, so after 28 degrees Celsius itself, it will slowly start melting. Okay, so who these elements, what I have mentioned. Okay, so in this, gallium is little safe. So you can have fun with gallium. Okay, so other things are cadmium and all, don't come up with your own elements. They don't, okay, they don't melt around 30 degrees Celsius illa. Okay, so please understand what I've written. So let us see now the famous liquid metal gallium. So where is gallium? So gallium is here. I'm going to show you.
Download Simply Piano today.
Okay, so amazing metal. Okay, showing fantastic properties. Okay, so and now let us focus on compounds. Okay, so more about elements. As I said in the periodic table, you will see about the elements which have been categorized based on groups and periods. So there are 18 groups and 7 periods. Okay, so when you learn about periodic table, you will understand. When will you learn? 10th standard. Okay, so your periodic table has all the elements. So periodic table has all the elements. So this periodic table has 18 groups and 7 periods. Okay, so in 10th standard you will learn. And the next important thing is the compounds. Okay, the important thing about compound is, as I mentioned here, you should know the difference between compound and mixtures. Okay, you should know the difference between compounds and mixtures, and that is exactly what we'll be focusing. Okay, and for those who were not there, so I'll just again tell you. So from 4:20 till 4:30, as usual, madam will do the DSS. Okay, so doubt solving or doubt clarification. Okay, and in order to extend more time, so I'll be rescheduling my classes such that I'll be with you from sharp 4:30 till 5:35. Okay, so that we can get little bit more time for our story and all those things. I don't want to disappoint you, man. Papa, from so many days we did not do story, so we'll use the time. Okay, so I will also reschedule my other things. Okay, little bit, some 10-15 minutes. Okay, so that everybody is happy, you, me, all. So now important compounds versus mixtures. So let us do the differentiation of compounds versus mixtures. Okay, so very nice. So understand, okay, so first understand the definition. I'll write the definition first. Okay, so this is later. First we will write the definition. So yesterday only I have written the definition, but again I will write. So what is this compound? Okay, so compound, as usual, it is a pure substance. Okay, so in which elements come together, they recombine, they combine together and have a bond, chemical bond. Okay, and they show completely different properties. So we have an activity. So we'll do the activity to understand about the compounds. But first I'll write the definition. Okay, so I'm going to write here, it has more than, two, or it has two or more than two. Okay, we'll write two or more than two. So it has two or more than two types of atoms. Which are chemically bonded. With each other. Okay, and all of these are fixed composition. Okay, they are not randomly bonded, a very fixed composition. Okay, so like yesterday I told you the example, correct? Okay, so again I'm going to take a different example. Okay, so to help you understand. Okay, so in potassium permanganate, which is having the formula like this, KMNO4, in which you have one atom of potassium. Okay, you see a one atom of potassium. This is one element. Okay, one atom of manganese. And next, how many atoms of oxygen? 4 atoms of oxygen. Always. Okay, this is the composition. Okay, this is the composition. Even if you give extra oxygen also, it won't take. Only 4. Remaining will not be bonded. Suppose you put, you have extra oxygen. Okay, so that extra oxygen will not react while combining. Only 4 atoms. They are not greedy like you and me. Okay, suppose if it is your friend's birthday, everybody is getting one chocolate. But just because he or she is your friend, okay, the person might give you 2 or 3 chocolate extra. But you are not satisfied with that. You want 10, you want 10 chocolate, you want 15, you want the entire chocolate box only for yourself. Okay, so like that you people are, me also. Okay, we are all greedy, but not these elements. Okay, so they combine in a fixed composition to form compounds. Okay, how does it happen? All those things, as I said, please keep it for 10th standard. Okay, 9th standard, understand the basics. If you're really curious, first to finish the complete 9th standard textbook. Okay, and then ask. I will tell. Okay, extra class. Okay, once you know the basics, definitions, formula, all those things. Okay, so what we will do now, we'll compare the compounds versus mixtures. So now we will write the differences. Okay, so and this is our very important topic. So based on these differences, we will do one activity. Okay, I'll show you one activity which is also there in your lab manual. It is a part of the curriculum, and along with that, it is also there in your textbook also as an activity, last page of the chapter. Okay, you please see. Okay, so first we'll write the differences. So in mixtures, substances are mixed Okay, substances are mixed to form mixture. Okay, they are mixed in random composition. Okay, randomly. Okay, so that is your mixture. But in compounds, what is happening? Elements react. They combine to form a compound. So I'm going to write here. So elements react to form compound. Okay, so very important. So reaction is taking place. So there is a chemical bond. Okay, so second point I will write. No chemical bond. So there is no chemical bond in mixture. Whereas in compound, there is a chemical bond. What is a chemical bond? How it is formed? Next chapter. When we learn about atoms and molecules and when we learn about structure of an atom, so by that time you'll understand. Okay, it is regarding electrons, give and take of electrons. Okay, so we will learn about chemical bond in the next chapter and the other next chapter. Chemical bond is present. Okay, and point number 3. No fixed composition. Random composition. I'm going to write here no fixed composition. So you can also call this as variable composition. I'm going to write that also. Okay, so variable composition. So it is randomly mixed. Whereas in our compound, fixed composition. Okay, so fixed composition. Okay, so as I told now, this KMnO4 should have only 4 atoms of oxygen. It should have only 1 atom of manganese and it should have only 1 atom of potassium. Okay, that is the composition. Okay, so next point. Okay, next point, point number 4. Okay, so all these mixtures, so they show the properties of their constituent substances. Okay, I'm going to write here, it shows the properties of constituent substances or whatever it is made up of. Okay, properties of its constituent substances. Okay, so whereas my compound completely different. Okay, different properties it will show. Okay, it shows completely different properties. Completely different properties or completely new properties. Then its constituent substances. Okay, so we'll just write 2 and we'll stop. Okay, so I'll just write another 2 points and I'll stop. Okay, so that in the exam, if they ask for 3 marks, you should know all this. Okay, if they ask for 3 marks, you should be aware. Okay, so another 2 points, that's all. Okay, so point number 5. So if you have to separate them, you can just use the physical methods. Okay, we have learned all the separating techniques of the mixtures, the 8 separating techniques what we learned. Okay, so all those are physical methods. So I'm going to write here, physical methods are used for its separation. Physical methods are used for its separation. Whereas in compounds, it's not easy. You have to use some chemical methods, more than one chemical method sometimes to separate them. Because you got to break the bond and it is not easy to break the bond. Okay, so that is the problem. So hence we need to go with the chemical methods. Okay, chemical methods are usually used to separate them. Okay, and every time you write the differentiate between or write the differences between something versus something, do not forget to give examples. Examples mandatory. Okay, so compulsory you have to mention examples. Okay, so I'm just going to write here example. So best example, I can just write muddy water or milk or blood. Okay, so over here, similarly, I will write 3, because here also I wrote 3 examples now. So there also you should write 3 examples. Or if you want to write 1 example, both side 1, 1. Do not discriminate. Do not write here 3 examples and there 5 examples. Overaction don't do. Okay, either write 1, 1 or same number of examples on both the sides. So here also I'm writing 3 examples. Okay, so I wrote 3 examples for mixtures. So I'm going to write 3 examples for the compound also. Okay, so this is NaCl, sodium chloride, which you have in your home, table salt, Tata salt, cooking salt. Okay, so and next. So this is calcium oxychloride, your bleaching powder. Okay, this is your bleaching powder. Okay, and next, iron sulfate crystals. So all these are examples of some compounds. Okay, so with this, we completed our differences, mixtures versus compounds. Okay, so these are the 6 differences of mixtures versus compounds. Okay, so here, understand the all the points. Don't by heart. Please don't by heart. Understand the points. Okay, you see mixtures, substances are mixed. Okay, compounds, elements react, substances react to form compound. Okay, in mixture, no bond, no chemical bond. In compounds, there is a chemical bond. Okay, in mixture, no fixed composition. Okay, whereas in compound, fixed composition. Okay, in mixtures, constituent substances properties are shown, whereas in compounds it doesn't show the properties of the constituent elements. Then what does it show? New properties. It will show new properties, so it will show different properties than its constituent substances. Okay, last but one point, physical methods are used for separation of mixtures. Chemical methods are used for separation of compound. And example. Okay, so we just wrote few examples. Okay, we just wrote few examples. Okay, so remember this. You can write other example also, no problem. Okay, you can write any other example. Carbon dioxide you can write, water you can write. Okay, all these are examples of water, H2O. Okay, so specifically you should write. I'm not talking about muddy water. I'm talking about distilled water, H2O, which is my chemical formula, H2O. Okay, so with this idea, so let us see one activity. Okay, so this activity is there in your textbook also. So first I'm going to show you the activity and then we'll write about this activity and we'll stop the class. Okay, so another 5 minutes and we'll stop the class. So where is the video? So the video is here. This is about your iron filings versus sulfur powder. Okay, this is the activity. So we'll first see the activity and then we will write about this.
A chemical compound is a chemical substance that has.
So let us see how many of you carefully noticed or how many of you observed the activity shown by sir. Okay, so I'm going to ask you one question. So based on this activity. Okay, so what is the question? The question is, when iron and sulfur were heated together, what was the color of the compound? Okay, it formed a color. I want you to tell me the color. Okay, very nice. So let me see if you were observing the video carefully. Okay, but very nice. All of you are correct. Okay, all of you are correct. But the first person to answer is Pranamya, then Kunal, then Samruddhi, then Amaya, Sharvil, Swayam, Yash, Shraddha, everyone. Very good, very good. Okay, the color of iron and sulfur heated to give a compound called iron sulfide. Okay, so that is black color. Okay, as you saw in the video. Okay, so you see first they made this mixture. Okay, so they took it in some two different, okay, in two different china dish or two different cups. Okay, so and then they heated one of them, okay, to form a compound. Okay, so this is your iron sulfide or ferrous sulfide, black color. Okay, so this is our activity. So let us see in detail what is happening. Okay, so I'll just write few things about the activity and then we'll stop the class. Okay, so first we'll write the heading activity. So this activity is there in your textbook also, and it is officially in your lab practical. You should do this. Okay, I'm going to write here lab practicals. Okay, very important activity of what? Of iron filings and sulfur powder. So iron filings and sulfur powder. Okay, so what is iron filings? Okay, so iron filings is the small pieces of iron. Okay, so long elongated pieces of iron, so which they use. They don't put iron rod and all. Okay, iron rod, okay, iron articles they don't put. They use iron filings. Okay, so if you haven't seen iron filings, then I'll show. So when you go to lab also, you will see that iron is used as iron filings during the experiments. Okay, so that it can do efficient reaction. More surface area will be provided. Okay, so this will be your iron filings. Okay, so in the form of this iron, okay, so iron filings are used. Okay, so these are your iron filings. Okay, so in the lab also you will get like this. So this iron filings and sulfur. So I'll show you sulfur also. Originally sulfur is yellow in color. Sulfur powder. Okay, so when I type like this, so this is your sulfur. We don't use the big rocks or crystals of sulfur. So we just use the powdered form of the sulfur. Okay, so I'm going to write here sulfur powder. Okay, like this for our experiment. Okay, such that it can react and give us the best results. Okay, you take iron rod, you take rock of sulfur. How will you get the reaction? It won't. Okay, you should bring it down to such a form such that it can react with each other. Okay, you should help them in the reaction. Okay, so that is why we have some specific forms of how substances should react. When will you know this? When you come to 10th standard, when we do reactions, you will know. Okay, so till then, you can wait. Okay, so here, the whole activity is, we will make two groups. Okay, so I'll just write the groups. Okay, and then we will stop the class. Okay, so group A, group B. In the group A, so what we will do is that we'll just simply mix iron filings and sulfur. I'm going to write here. So iron filings and sulfur, they are mixed. Iron filings and sulfur powder. Sulfur powder are mixed. Okay, that's all. Nothing. So here, iron filings and sulfur powder, they heated. Okay, in group B, iron filings and sulfur, they both are heated. Okay, I'll write in a different color. Okay, I'll write here different color. Okay, so iron filings and sulfur, they both are heated, are strongly heated, are strongly heated. Okay, so in the first case, so we have a physical change. We have a physical change. Whereas in the second, okay, in the group B, what do we have? We have a chemical change. Why? Because in the second case, so what is formed is that iron sulfide having formula like this. Iron sulfide compound is formed. Okay, that is the chemical change. Okay, so over here, we just got a mixture. Okay, so we got a mixture of iron filings and sulfur. Okay, and we will do some observations, okay, of group A and group B separately in the next class. Okay, in tomorrow's class. So we will finish this activity. We will do revision and over. This chapter is done. Okay, madam has already discussed question answers, okay, from the textbook. So we will see some question answers from the module and we will end the chapter tomorrow. Okay, such that we can start a new chapter. What is the new chapter? What is the new chapter? I'll give a clue. You should only identify the new chapter. Okay, tomorrow I'll give the clue. Okay, let us see who will guess it correctly. Okay, so I have got some requests from you, okay, to start with biology, and some of you have said to start with physics. Okay, again, the gravitation part. Okay, and some of you are interested in chemistry, that you want to continue with atoms and molecules. Okay, so let us see. Okay, let us see tomorrow. Okay, which chapter will I be starting? Okay, so this, okay, revision tomorrow. Activity video I showed. Curious video I showed, the gallium. Okay, gallium was our curious video. So now quiz. Okay, so on your screen, I'm going to share the game pin. So enter this game pin and join the quiz. Okay, so what is this quiz? Okay, the quiz is based on elements and compounds. Okay, so whatever we learned in the class, based on that. Okay, so fast you enter this game pin and join the quiz. Okay, are fast you should join. Okay, so there's still another 30 students who haven't joined. Okay, so please join quickly. The game pin is 955696. So you enter this game pin. Okay, so you join the quiz. Okay, if you join in the next 30 seconds, I'll play the song. If you do not join the next 30 seconds, then no song. Okay, choice is yours. Okay, so you should join quickly. Okay, so now only some 23 players are there. Okay, half of you haven't joined only. Oh my God. So I'll wait for another 10 seconds. Okay, and then I'll start. Okay, and now on your screen, question number 1. So those who could not join, so please join quickly. Okay, I'm starting the quiz. Number 1. So select the correct options related to elements. Out of the following examples, which one belongs to elements? Remember the trick, the hint that I said beginning of the class, that capital letter trick. Use the trick and select the correct answer. Okay, very nice, man. So most of you got it correct. That is K for potassium, Mg for magnesium. Okay, so very nice. So Yash is leading the scoreboard. Next question. Okay, next question. Let us see how many of you will answer this. Okay, this is about compounds. Okay, select the correct options related to compounds. So we wrote the points about compounds. Think about that and select the relevant points. Okay, last 5 seconds. Okay, some of you made mistake. Okay, but no problem, no problem. Understand the points. We wrote differences between compounds and mixtures. Okay, remember all those points. So last question, true or false? Blood is a pure substance. What do you think? Do you think it is correct or do you think it is false? So last 10 seconds. Very nice, man. Blood is a mixture. Blood is in fact a colloid. Blood is not a pure substance. Okay, as per the definition of chemistry, blood is a colloid. Okay, so most of you got it correct. So very nice. With this, we come to end of today's quiz. Okay, third position, we have Bharat. So second position, so Priyanka. And the winner of today's quiz, okay, the winner of today's quiz is Yash. Okay, so congratulations, congratulations. Fourth position, Sneha. Fifth position, Srishti. So very good. Okay, so this was the quiz. So now let's just quickly run towards story. Okay, it's been so long. Okay, so let's finish the story, man. Okay, so where did I stop? So that I can continue from that point. Okay, if you can remind me, okay, from where am I supposed to resume? I will continue from there. Okay, so where is our story? Oh my God, it's been so long. Don't wait, today we have a lot of time for story. Story is here. Okay, I should have made a different folder, man. Because this is a different story. Okay, so where did we stop? Okay, here. Okay, I got it. Hemantu versus Prasanna. Okay, so sprint race they're doing with that Galeej bike and this Activa.